The number one thing that I see is basically inadequate due diligence. Most lenders, unless you've been in the real estate world for a long time, they're excited to do their first deal. And so, really, really quickly, they just say, okay, yep, let's wire the funds, do the docs, and like, we'll be good to go. I guess it depends on just kind of your nature as an investor. Personally, I'm definitely less risk averse than a lot of people are. And so I'm a little bit more willing to just jump in and say, okay, let's do this, let's go. Because I think sometimes investing does love speed with, I'm putting a little asterisk there because I don't know that that's always the case, but sometimes investing does love speed. There are some opportunities that you do want to jump in relatively quick. Hard money lending is not that way. These deals that come along, they're a dime a dozen. And I heard a quote once that said, the deal of a lifetime comes around about twice a year. And I love that because it's so true. People think that these opportunities are never going to come around again, and it's just not true. And so it's definitely okay to pass on a deal or be a little bit more conservative or just take a little bit longer with your due diligence. So let's make sure that we look at all of the numbers, we look at all of the comps, we make sure that our LTV, our loan to value, our loan to ARV looks good, our loan to cost looks good. Just all the basic like check mark metrics. We want to make sure that everything looks good. Like when you're putting your funds on the line, not to mention investors' capital on the line, you want to be extremely careful with the due diligence, all of your underwriting. And yes, one of the great things about hard money is there is an element of speed. So typically we can underwrite a deal in a day or, an hour, whatever it is. And then we can typically fund, the same day or the next day or whatever it is, as long as all the title work is completed. And so I think because that's one of the pros of the business, sometimes people get a little bit too aggressive and too fast and just say, wire, send a wire and, we're done, check it off next. I think that's where you get into trouble.